Hello, everyone. Welcome to another day in the hood, in the whiskey hood, in the rum hood, in the spirit hood. I'm Jack Bigadoo, also known as the Hood Sommelier. Today, I'm bringing back old friends. Interestingly, I always say seeing the infancy of a brand is always fun, but seeing it grow and flourish always give me excitement, give me some sort of joy. Because if you go back in my YouTube channel about 2 years ago, you'll see we had this brand on, and they were just producing some amazing and bringing us some amazing rum on the market. But since then, they're no longer babies; they're adults now. They have more stuff that they came on the market with. They've been growing, rapidly growing, and they're bringing something different. I know every time we talk about whiskey, 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 but sometime as a whiskey drinker, you want something different. You want to try something different. You want to dabble into something different. You want something for dessert, something for cocktails, something different. And when you want something different, what better yet of two Kentucky boys that know everything about whiskey to bring you something different to the market with their little flair to it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my friend Turner and my friend Jordan to the show from Rolling Forks. What's up, friends?
Let's go.
What's up, Jordan?
Hey, how are you?
I heard you got lost in the internet. We finally found you.
I actually just texted Turner a very snide text that said a little more context than an email with the subject line "last photo" would have been helpful. You know, I didn't know what the hell that email was about.
Oh man, but you were here. You were here on the show. We are here to talk about everything. Rolling Forks. So many things happened since the last time you guys were on. You grew a big old beard. That's one thing that happened. But dude, I'm impressed by everything that is happening. But for the people that don't know you, for the people that this is their first time seeing you guys, I would let you guys introduce yourself. Let's start with the man himself, Turner. Introduce yourself. Who are you and why are you here?
As Jack politely said, and thank you so much for having us on. My name is Turner Wathen. I'm one of the co founders of Rolling Fork Rum. And we are two Kentucky dudes that met in 2012. Our wives forced us to hang out. And we thought bourbon was a little played out around 2014. And we endeavored to bring the best rums from all across the Caribbean right here to the tri-state area. And we still don't know why we're doing it, but we haven't slowed down a drop. And we keep growing and growing, as we'll get into later. We've expanded outside of rum. We carry over 10 jurisdictions of rum. We've bottled up to 23-year-old casks. We have up to 18-year-old casks aging. And we love this little playground that we've built for ourselves.
Absolutely. Jordan.
Oh, I just like to talk to you, Jack. That's the reason I'm here.
You don't know anything about rum. You just like talking to me.
No, Turner was like, "Do you want to talk to Jack?" I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great."
Absolutely. I like to hear that. At least somebody who want to come and talk to me is not about their product. No, Jordan, what's your background? What do you do?
Well, I'm actually sadly an attorney by day, but Turner and I met when I lived in Louisville the first time, or I guess the second
Yeah.
time I lived in Louisville. Yeah, and I was writing for a whiskey publication at the time. And we kicked around like, wouldn't it be great if we did like our own brand or something like that? And I, in my infinite wisdom, said whiskey brands were played out. This was like 2015, Turner. So
2014.
I was very inaccurate in that assessment that whiskey brands were played out at that point. But I thought, like there's like three guys bottling very solid MGP. The world doesn't need more guys bottling MGP. I was
Right.
very wrong in that
Where
assessment.
you
What is
you
there?
were so off target.
Yeah. I think I was like three who could need more than three, and I think there's now like 3,000. So there was a lot of space left there. But
Yeah.
Turner and I are the people that like to do something different too, right? And so our big thing was like, what do we love that is underrepresented in the United States? What is
Correct.
inaccessible here? And that really drove us down, the path of rum, and then as Turner mentioned, now Armagnac and Calvados and possibly cognac in the future. So we like to bring things that we enjoy that we don't think get enough, airtime or screenplay in the United States
Right.
because bourbon is so all-consuming here.
Correct.
So we're the tiny guys yelling in the corner like there are other things out there. There are other amazing spirits. So we like to kind of cultivate that, give a selection like cool offerings to people that care and hopefully, pique their interest that they go out and try more.
And you indeed piqued my interest. I don't think I have any other rum collection now in my house more than Rolling Forks because that's the only thing I actually love now. Let's get into this. Let's start with the rum first. Um, you were on my show back in 2021, I believe. Back in 2021, that's when you guys were on the show, and you were just releasing about 5 or 6 rum. Then let's talk. How many rums expressions do you guys have on the market right now?
Turner's the counter. I'll rely on him. So yeah,
Um,
put it on, focus on him. There we go.
yeah, like whether you call it a skew or an expression,
Correct.
we have, in markets, we're in 18 markets. In markets, we have over over 8 different skews or 8 different expressions.
Okay.
Rums from Fiji, Guyana, rums from El Salvador, Barbados, multiple different varieties of Jamaican rum, which is kind of Jordan and I's favorite. We wish
Right.
the U.S. audience would gather more to it, but that's our own fight. So yeah, we look for single jurisdiction, single age, cast strength, no additives. We look for unaged up to aged in a barrel, and then we want to continue to watch that expression develop while we age it in Indiana at the
Correct.
Starlight Distillery. And when we feel the time's right, we endeavor to take it to market.
You know what? I just poured one of my favorite expression of yours. I knew, I think at that time, about 3 years ago, you had like a 10-year Jamaican. And at that time, I thought it was fantastic. But now I'm pouring the 15-year Jamaican expression that you guys have. And I will tell you guys right now, if you never had Jamaican rum, your life is not complete yet. Your life definitely is not complete. It's one of those beautiful, almost banana bread. Um, I don't even know the best way to describe it, to even give you the insight of what is happening here. Like banana bread, cake spice, and just a little bit of that sweetness, a little drizzle of I don't know, like banana foster. Uh, you just have to have it because you guys are bringing probably the best of the best when it comes to Jamaican.
We
Um,
try to.
whiskey,
there,
Jamaican rum.
yeah.
I want to hear more about how are you selecting this Jamaican rum cast because no one is doing it like you on the market.
Well, I'll let Turner go as well. But one of the things I would say is just because it's not offered in the U.S. doesn't mean it doesn't exist,
Hmm.
right? And there, Jamaica, I would say, like, there's so much knowledge there in how they chase flavors in their fermentation and their
Mhm.
distillation and their aging that you really only encounter in Jamaica and rum. If you go to a whiskey distillery, they're usually a much cleaner operation in terms of where they make their cuts on their
Mhm.
distillate, how they ferment. They're dealing with grain, so grain fermentation is a little different. You need so, but like I would say the Jamaican distilleries, they all have their own, strategy, but they're all chasing these flavor profiles that are just so off the wall for distilled spirits.
Oh my God.
And going down that rabbit hole is one of the most rewarding things you can do. Starting with unaged, even the unaged Jamaican rums, whereas I think we've all probably had some unaged, white dog at some point.
Mhm.
That's usually not a pleasant experience, to be honest. I would say unaged Jamaican rums up to, 20 years old, they're all incredible in their own way. So we do have a slight filter in that we don't want to scare away whiskey drinkers.
Oh no, no. If you're
Um,
a whiskey drinker, this falls in your palate as well.
yeah,
But that 15, that I mean, once you guys start past that 12 years and start going, and I've tasted, 2 years ago versus this year, and I don't. I mean, hats off to you guys for also having a good palate, right? Because I've seen people choose rum, and they went a lot of wrong ways with rum that they put
yeah.
in the bottle. So aging wise, are you guys keeping the original cask? Are you guys finishing a different cask? What are you guys doing to the rum? Are you just keeping authentically what it is, single
Yeah.
cask, or what are you
I'll give you the classic lawyer answer. It depends.
doing?
Yeah, yeah, which that's what you pay for when you get legal advice, right? Just a bunch of
For-
vague nothings. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Go ahead, Turner.
depends.
Well, for this particular cask, it was in its original resting cask. And
Okay.
what we do is once we bring the product in, if it's under 10 years of age, we're generally going to do some form of secondary maturation because we want it to continue to evolve. Once it's over 11 years of age, it's really what we think of the product. And what we are fortunate to have is aging at Hubers where we don't vertical stack and we're not tightly compact in a rick area. Each barrel is separated by a metal rack so that the barrel gets centrifugal airflow 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So our barrels, our spirits that are aging, they get to breathe a lot more than a traditional barrel that is aged in varying ricks or other climates.
Yeah.
And so for this one there was no secondary maturation, but if we do find one that we think is skewed in one direction or another, we might try and pair it with a particular barrel that might be weeded, or it might even be some type of other spirit that we might want to do to bring it more normalized or even get it to go even more extreme.
I
So
would
your
say too,
go ahead.
an interesting one, Jack, on that 15-year Jamaican is that's all the same. So that 15-year is the exact same distillation run that you had in that 12-year.
Okay.
We've had those barrels that long. We bought quite a few of them. So that 15-year is the last one from that distillation run that we had. We bottled it last year, but barrel aging clearly does have an effect. Usually what we're doing in our older stuff is making sure it's not going in the wrong direction, right? Either pulling too much tannin or the kind of the wet mildew flavor you can get out of heavily
Right.
used oak. If we encounter that, we'll try to flip it to either a neutral barrel or perhaps even, a younger high char barrel to get some filtration going, to hopefully, get out some off flavors if necessary. But when in doubt, we try to leave it in the original cask if it's an old rum that's doing really well. Like, don't mess with a good thing.
Correct. If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So before we get too far, before we move forward, and Jack, I'll send you some samples. But speaking of Jamaican rum, we're such big fans of it, and Jordan is such a big fan of it that we tried our own long fermentation wild yeast rum distillation out at the Neely Family Distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And we actually ran a 28-day plus fermentation cycle.
Whoa.
And we did it with two different forms of molasses from Louisiana. And we want to replicate, we want to pay homage to the amazing history and production process that they've created, so that we are actually trying to recreate our own right here in Kentucky. So that should be coming out here, in probably 3 or 4 or 5 years. If we don't go broke, we're going to drink it.
So one of the things I want to talk about is this thing that I saw, and I was like, wait a minute, stop the press. I'm loving the fact that you guys are getting into creating your own kind of blend, right? I'm assuming because this is a small batch. You guys are calling it Heart of Gold. It is the first small batch I've seen you guys release, and is 101 proof. Tell me more about this. What is this about?
Yeah. I would say, okay, so I would say this is our first like fixed proof multi-jurisdiction, right? Because it is Barbados and Jamaica blended together.
Hmm.
We did a small batch, like one-off release of Amberana. That was 4 barrels. And we'll probably have a few more kind of one-off small batches, but the plan for this is we have that kind of cask inventory available to us where we'll always have, we'll always be able to blend a Heart of Gold batch at 101. That's kind of
That
the
is an
plan.
interesting nose on it as well.
I would say so. It is essentially 3 parts Jamaican, 1 part Barbados.
Okay.
When you get down to it, it's a 4 barrel blend. One of them being, a going on 4-year-old Barbados pot and column blend, but the other 3 barrels being different Jamaican barrels. We wanted to tone down the funk a little bit, from the Jamaican to make it more accessible to
Jordan
more
didn't want
cocktails.
to. Jordan
I
didn't
did
want
not
to.
want to, but I knew we needed to if we wanted to make a cocktail rum that worked in a lot of classic rum cocktails. So,
You know what? I hate to say it. Jordan, you're wrong again on this one. It seemed like you were wrong a lot, Jordan.
yeah, yeah, I know.
Because the funk being out, like the funk almost is the teaser in this one, right? I love that the funk make you twist your head, which is almost a little faint and muted
Yep.
in the back, but it's like listening to someone talk to you out there is some music in the back, right? The music is a little low, but you can hear clearly what the person is telling you. So the nose is well pronounced, is beautiful. You get that Barbados coming through, but there's something on the nose that's a little funky, but you don't know what it is yet. When you take that taste, beautiful mouthfeel, bright, very bright note from that Barbados, but at the finish, that's where it hits you. So I'm glad you guys did more of that Barbados because you're right. Daiquiris or what do you call it?
My ties.
Mai Tais. They need that brightness. They need that funk. That funk can throw off a cocktail really quick.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys did it this way. Dude, this is the expression. If somebody needed to know what Rolling Forks is about, I truly believe this Heart of Gold should be the beginner into it because it can
We're
be
pretty,
made of a cocktail or drink neat. Like that's literally the most versatile
yeah.
bottles that you guys have. And I love the design of it. It's so simplistic yet beautiful at the same time. That blue comes perfectly. The one, that 101 is a perfect proof. Doesn't scare anybody. I like this. I really do.
I was
I
actually,
really, really
so
do.
when I blended it, I was like, this can be a cocktail rum, and when we first blended it and you leave it in a tank, you kind of get all the parts discombobulated. And then it starts to mesh over time. So I tried it like a day after the full blending. I was like, I don't know about this. It'll be good for cocktails, but I don't know about this. And then like a week later when it was bottled, after you pumped it through and it had meshed and everything and bottled, it was like, oh, this is actually really solid. So I was very happy with how it turned out. That first day after you blend something, you always feel like you fucked it up.
Hmm.
It just, it takes a little while for everything to kind of mesh together, in the way you think. So we were very happy with how it turned out.
I'm happy how it turned out because I'll tell you more bartenders should try this because it will be so great in a cocktail. It'll be so great. There's no way a bartender will not love the heck out of this. Um, as we talking about this, I need to make sure that my bartender community already knows about this because this is
We appreciate
is
that. Yeah.
my first official try. I added, and I tell you what, I want a daiquiri now.
Yeah.
That literally that's what I want, right? Because the brightness on this is stupid, is ridiculous. I love the brightness on this. It's just just something beautiful about it that make you almost want to, I want to go have another sip. So it keeps you coming back. It will be a good one for the fall, for the summer. So I'm looking forward to this. I
And
hope more
Thank you.
people
Yeah.
hear about this. Yeah,
what what we really like about the outcome of the product is because we're not just batching in a blend and then just taking it into a bottle or just getting a blend made and then bottled out of country and brought in. We can control the input parts, and we can pick parts that aren't going to be too metallic or acetone or going to taste too young. And
correct.
for it being such a young based spirit, I don't think it has a lot of bite to it. I think it's like can be
No.
sipped neat, and I was
Mhm.
so happy with that outcome.
It has no bite. I will be honest. I drink. Obviously, granted, I drink quite some barrel proof, but it has no bite. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
It's very easy going. It goes down quite easy. And for people that haven't seen the bottle, I'm putting it up again. This is the bottle you need to look for. First thing you need to know, the one thing you need to know here is the website that will guarantee to always have the product for you. And if I'm still right, Turner, Silback still carries all your portfolio, right?
They don't
They
carry
will be.
all of our portfolio. They do carry a fair majority of it. I will
Okay.
announce now that we will be launching our own direct to consumer later in March. It will be an
Woo!
available product for under $35. So please look out for further announcements because yeah, we do want people to get a hold of
Oh,
this. We want you to make it
yeah.
with cocktails at home.
You
The
know
other
what?
fun one about blending ourselves. So that is rums we aged, right? Which
Hmm.
is not like some of the rums in there actually we bought unaged and aged ourselves.
Hmm.
But we could also make choices that don't necessarily go into large commercial blends. Like we did not chill filter it, so you get a lot better. Like even at the challenge with the 101 non-chill filtered is you can get flocculation.
Correct.
We were like, I would rather have the full flavor and flocculation, and so like on the back of the label, I think I said this is not chill filtered, like flocculation can occur. Like that's
I can. I'm going back to this, and I only took a
yeah,
sample. I don't think it's gonna make it through this weekend because I
that's what I
just
like to hear.
it's just the flavor note here is so bright. Like it's the perfect. Let me relax and have a drink type of drink. So I'm loving this. You guys nailed this one on the head, 100%.
Thank you.
So for people that are watching right now, if you're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube or on X, make sure you share this with your friends. This is the rum to look forward to. Yeah, this is the rum to look forward to. If for 2024, if there is a rum you need to have on your shelf, this Heart of Gold is a must. I almost will challenge you to make sure that you buy one and tag them and tell them how you feel about the rum. Instagram, we are live on Instagram right now. Instagram and Facebook, go ahead and tag them. And if you had tried the Heart of Gold, I want to see the comments. I want to see if I'm crazy or are we crazy or they actually did a great job because I believe this is perfect. And I don't say this often. This is perfection when it comes to a good sipping rum. This is perfection. Now, you guys obviously have mastered the word of rum. It's your domain now. If you're a nerd like me or an anime lover like me, this is your domain expansion. When someone walk into the rum industry in America, you guys mastered this domain. No one can do anything here. You guys are the master of it. What in the hell happened? And you went to my colonizer country to bring back their spirit into the country. When it comes to French spirits, which I grew up in around as French culture, cognac, Armagnac, calvados, um, I'm very, very harsh on people when it comes to those because those are spirit that have been being made for centuries from family to family, from generation to
Yeah.
generation. These people, in good French, know their shit, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
they understand what they're making because they don't make more than that.
Oh
They
yeah.
just make
Yeah.
that.
Oh
They
yeah.
don't do anything else but that.
Yeah.
So, what started
Okay.
this
I'm going
thing?
first. I'm going
Okay,
first.
what
I'm going
started this
first.
thing for you guys to venture yourself into France to go? Guess what? We are gonna go in the region of cognac, Armagnac, or calvados, and we are going to bring some here.
This
I know how the rum happened. What happened to the French side?
Yeah,
And why
this
did
all
you
started off of a dare. This was all started off of a dare. We're
bullshit?
hanging out with Ted Huber, and Ted, being a brandy guy who loves brandy, Ted dared Jordan. Ted dared Jordan. He said, if you got, because we have the import permits, he said, if you guys could ever bring in some French made spirits, I would love to have it. And that created a 9-month nightmare for me that then opened this wonderful door to what then would become Wayward Cask. This all started at a 5:30 drunken dare because Ted Huber decided to test Jordan's ability.
I wanna hear Jordan's side of this. The person that was there in this story. I want to hear.
I have a more romantic take on it. You know.
Did you
So,
just say romantic take on it?
oh yeah, like, dude, when you're talking about well-aged French spirits, is there anything other than romance involved?
That
Honestly,
no, I don't believe
yeah.
so. So that's why I mean when I'm talking about I was kind of shocked and surprised because you two are like the anomaly of Kentucky. You
We
two,
are. We're
I'm
the
serious.
idiots, right? Yeah.
I don't know if I would use the word idiot because you guys are almost breaking the system, right? But you actually are making Kentucky should actually highlight you more often because if people really truly knew the history of France and Kentucky, they will really much more embrace what you guys are doing. There is a reason why there is Versailles, Paris, right? Paris, right? There is what do you call it? Louisville,
Mhm.
Montpellier. What else? There is 20 some cities in Kentucky that have
Oh
the
yeah. Mm.
same name as French cities, and no one even asks why there's so many French names here. More French names
Yeah.
here than you will see in Louisiana.
Yeah.
All right. So
So,
back to the story, the romantic story. Chasing flavor,
mhm,
right? When you love aged spirits, you go on kicks. You'll be on a Scotch kick or a rum
mhm,
kick or a Japanese malt kick or a bourbon kick or a rye kick. Like when you love aged spirits, you find yourself always appreciating something different in every one of them.
that's my life.
And so
That's the reason why I
Turner's
do
not,
this.
yeah, Turner's not inaccurate. Ted and I were drinking, and we are just discussing how awesome a lot of those historic French spirits are, and how no one here really does them any justice. There's a couple guys, that'll like La Cantata brings in some great Armagnacs, but like
Mhm,
that's the
mhm.
only one, you know. There's just not a lot of opportunity for
No,
people to try them and
no
appreciate them.
one is
Yeah.
bringing it. Like you say that before me. When I go to a store, it's the same people. Like you have through the grapevine, which PM Spirit bring in,
Yeah.
Nicola bring in,
Yeah.
and you have what you call it. You have the Lord Armagnac. That is literally the
Mhm.
only one on the market that really
Yeah.
stands out. Beside that, and I will tell you, those are the two that are making great Armagnac that are available in the market that I buy. So
Yeah.
when I saw that you guys had bad Armagnac, I'm like, wait a minute. When did this
So
happen?
yeah. So we started what, Turner, I guess last year or maybe end of
We started
2022.
at the end of 2022.
Yeah. And the goal was it's not to, we're not bringing in Armagnac and like, let's put it in a different barrel. It's like, no,
No.
Armagnac has pretty strict standards. Like, let's keep it
Correct.
in the Armagnac barrel. But the beauty of it is, honestly, for us, once we're done with that barrel for Armagnac and it's emptied, we're going to put rum in it.
Yeah.
So, like one of our big things is that barrels make a difference, and the flavors you can build in a barrel can make a difference in the next spirit. So now we have Armagnac and Calvados barrels for rum as well.
I'm just sitting here imagining Turner in the middle of France trying to convince a French guy to let him buy their Armagnac.
It's not me. It's Jordan's happy place. I've never seen Jordan happier than in Gascony. I've never seen really Jordan smile that much. But you put Jordan in Gascony or in Armagnac land, and he actually is happy. Like I saw it. I saw him feel good about things.
I need to try this. So this Armagnac is 19 years old. Distilled in 2003 from La Bastille d'Armagnac. Chateau Garot is where he's from. And you know what? Let's see.
What was very surprising to us was, and Jordan went over there before I did. I met him on the tail end of our first trip. But we try to wheel and deal in rum, and no one really wants us to visit many places. And we asked if we could come over and visit Chateau Garot, and it was the most. They were happy to embrace us, and they were so.
That's what I'm saying. Like knowing how French people do business. That's slowly the culture in which I'm raised. I'm just imagining you and Jordan, but two Kentucky boys in the middle of France, in the southern area of France, trying to wheel and deal to get some Armagnac. Like that's like my brain it doesn't compute right now when I think of that, right?
Yeah.
And knowing your loud ass in the middle
right? Well, and there's so many. Or go ahead, Jordan.
So true. I did have to hide Turner. So there was that. But I think what helped was Rolling Fork, right? They could see that we were serious. What we try to do in Rolling Fork is full transparency where we can. And that's what we promised them. So, if a producer will allow us to, we want to put your chateau. We want to put who made this. We want to tell everything we can about this Armagnac or Calvados or cognac. And, we want to be a trusted label, so that people experimenting know, I'm going to try this. But hopefully they try ours and then they say, I like that chateau. Or I like where that, let me go try some more.
Is it a cask, or did they reduce the proof on this?
No.
That is cask strength. That's from a wet cellar. We also have some dry cellars where the proof goes up. So
correct. So yeah. I'm okay. That's why I was like, if it's a cask, obviously, more of a humid cellar.
Yeah, that I've been in that cellar. I think I got a terrible cold out of it in the winter. It is very damp in there. So
and if you go to our website, waywardcask.com, which someday we might combine them, but we'll disclose the cellar, the grapes, the grape varietal. We want to provide you as much information as possible so that you can get an appreciation and understanding. And we're selling 20 to 25-year-old spirits on seal box for $150.
And I'm telling you right now, this Armagnac, for me, 19-year-old Armagnac, is solid. It's solid. I mean, I like my Armagnac or more of a dry cellar one, more higher proof, because I love to pair with cigars and that.
The one on seal box is your jam. That one's 57% ABV.
Okay. Yep. See, I can see that. Because for me, all my Armagnac are all 50 and up, right? Because
those are hard to come by.
I know they are. I know they are.
That's honestly what we specialize. That was our other premise that we, told the producers there, because they thought we were crazy. We're like, we want your high proof ones. They're like, those are for blending. and you
Mm-hmm.
proof them down. I was like, nah,
Yeah.
I want it straight and I'll bottle it like this. And they're like, we don't know why you're insane. And I was like, well, let me introduce you to Elijah Craig barrel proof. That's what you're competing against with for
Correct.
people's taste buds.
Right.
You know, you hand them
But
80 proof, could be beautiful.
cigar bars should be looking for this because of those tamed grape notes
Oh yeah,
will melt so well with a cigar. It, if you have a cigar bar and you're watching this interview or watching the recast, uh, reach out, to the folks. Make sure you can actually get yourself one of these because
we're
it's
slow
not.
dripping this out. Yeah,
Yeah,
slowly but surely.
so did you guys just did the whole region to find what you needed? Because we have Armagnac here, obviously by
Yeah.
Armagnac, which when you leave Armagnac, you can get into Calvados.
Mhm.
But why Calvados? Is it that you just went and say, hey, I'm gonna bring you every single style of brandy made by friends if it kills me?
If it's good, right? That's the thing. Like, do I think this is like something worth sharing? If it is, then I literally
You
talked to a
know,
producer today that makes mango brandy. I
you
was
know,
like,
funny
if it
funny
tastes
thing is,
good,
this 15-year from Chateau Famille Gaston is 15-year Calvados. And for people that don't know Calvados, let's give you a time to shine. I'm not gonna ask smart ass. Explain to people what Calvados is because I told somebody a week ago. I said until you've tried the spirit itself. Next time you see a finish, I need you to shut the hell up about how
yeah,
the finish is not great or is not good or how you don't like this finish because you never even tried the barrel or what came out of the barrel. So you cannot understand how the barrel affects the spirit. So if you never had
yep.
Calvados, how can you understand a Calvados finish?
Here's
You
my all
never
right.
get it.
Yeah.
Here's my shout out to my 1 minute rant on finishing barrels. Just because you have a 225-liter barrel that someone says held Calvados, cognac, or Armagnac doesn't mean it was a real Calvados, cognac, or Armagnac barrel.
Mhm.
It means that a cooper bought that barrel, which was probably a shitty wine barrel, and dumped some filling liquid in there and then dumped it out and sold it to you. And then people are like, well, this finish tastes flat or whatever. It's like, yeah, that Calvados, cognac, or Armagnac is probably in there for 6 months. It's probably
That's
recycled from one barrel to the next.
that's my thing with Calvados. Like when I was a kid, my dad drank Calvados. And there's something almost weird about Calvados. If you're
Oh
not
yeah.
if you're not used to drinking Calvados, it, it tastes off the first time you have it
Yep.
Yeah.
because French apples, I don't think are the best apples. So when they
No, I
use
mean,
those
yeah.
apples to actually make Calvados and you taste it, if you're not used to drinking Calvados, you're gonna think somebody pissed in your glass and handed it to you. But if you know Calvados, you almost expect a little bit of those licorice notes at the back, a
Yeah.
little bit of that funky weirdness that actually come almost close to medicinal kind of
Mhm.
taste sometime on a Calvados. So that's where like most people that know me, like when I say I'm so picky, I, I'm so picky about my Calvados. Abandoned Bourbon
And
said he want a bottle of that Calvados.
I
Apparently, it's so hard to find.
that Calvados, it's 15 years of age. As you can see, it's lighter in color.
Mhm.
And I do think that the first sip, if you're expecting something very oak infused or something along the lines of bourbon, it's very off-putting.
You
It
are
is
you are you are you are so
Well,
off
the
profile.
it,
other
it
the
is a
other one I would point out about that one in particular, that's an anomaly. That's a pure pear Calvados.
yeah.
Okay.
That is not that is not an apple pear blend or a pure apple.
Okay.
Which you can that's the subregion Domfronte. You use
Yeah.
pear. You have to use at least 30%, but that
Mhm.
is pure pear, which is real anomaly even in that region.
Which
To
is
me,
kind of our calling card. It's so interesting to
yeah.
us.
It is.
That we,
It is really the different profile.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Now, 25 years from Reux,
Ooh, you got the 25 year?
25
yeah.
years from Reux in France.
Yep.
Is the
That's
Calvados Pays
pure
de
apple.
pure
That
apple,
one's a pure
right?
apple.
Okay,
Yep.
now we're talking because that's my style of Calvados that I love. Better, 25 years, darker, and
55, 55.7 ABV or something.
and
Yeah.
I love that you guys went castrant with it. I'm so happy you did
What
because
I tell people is I can either ship you more water in the bottle or you can add the water yourself to drink it however you like. But if I put the water in the bottle, I can't take it back out for you. So,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
that one's got
mm-hmm,
a lot going on. It's
mm-hmm,
yeah. Yeah.
And
mm-hmm,
what I love so much, and then I'll let you get into it, Jack, is that you just tried three different, entirely different expressions
mm-hmm.
that had their own. You know, they tell their own story,
Mm.
and they're not synonymous or not like kind of like going to Jamaica and trying Jamaican rum. It's not all the same. You know, wild yeast or double pot. There's so many varietals that
Mm.
create what the chateau can bring to market, and
You're
we
not.
want
You.
to tell that story.
I cannot hear you right now. I'm in orgasm. I'm having an orgasm.
Yeah. Do you want
That
to hear
25,
something just yeah.
please.
A 25 year makes one of the dumbest fucking Negronis you've ever had in your like that Campari vermouth.
Oh, I'm gonna put it to the test
It's a
because
it's an extremely expensive Negroni, but Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah.
when I tell you it is thick, it is oily, it is curvy, it plays in your mouth. Is pause. It gushes in your mouth. It's one of those liquid that is hard to describe without sounding like a creep. That's the best way I'm going to describe this. It is
Well,
hard to describe this 25-year Calvados. Here's what I'm going to tell all of y'all, especially the people that understand brandy. Um, yeah, you're right. Abandoned bourbon. I will have what he's having. Yes, that is 100% the best way to describe this. I will have what he's having. This Calvados is nasty, but nasty more in a black way to say it. It is nasty. It will make you say stuff that you're not supposed to be saying in public. The flavor profile here is complex yet simple at the same time. The nose doesn't tell the story at all. It
no,
doesn't even
no,
come at you as a 55.79. It doesn't.
that one
But
goes on for the flavor just lasts forever too.
is it literally paints your mouth. Like everything in my mouth right now is painted, is sealed with oil, like the oiliness of the spirit itself.
You're going to go to
And I
your
will
event
shout out
tonight, and you're going to
that one's
taste
on
this.
seal box.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was on
150
that
bucks.
is on sale backs.
150
The
bucks.
25 year is on seal box.
149.99. 149.99. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't own this, let me see if I have a picture of it. No, that's the Armagnac. This is the one. 25 years. If you don't own this bottle and you love brandy, let's say you love real brandy, you're missing out. You're missing out. I'm just gonna put it out there for y'all. Not saying you have to go buy it, but I'm telling you right now. Yeah, Northern Bourbon join us on thing from Canada. I'm telling you right now, this Calvados right here, and I'm putting it again for y'all to see. Go on sale backs right now. 149. They're giving it away. They're not selling it. They're giving it away. They're literally just giving it for free. At 149 is free. Because if somebody gave me this and told me, like sat me down and said, back in the French Revolution, somebody had to cut their legs to preserve a piece of this Armagnac and went through 17 generations, and finally a piece of it is left, and you'll pour me an ounce of it to have, I would believe it. I'll probably say this is old as shit and very expensive. So good job, fellas. You guys did an amazing job on picking this one. There's nothing to be said here. As always, you guys impress the bejesus out of me. We don't deserve you. We consumers in this industry do not deserve you too.
No, Jack, we don't deserve you.
You guys are doing such a fantastic job because the whiskey industry is saturated. The whiskey industry is doing doing its thing. But what you guys are bringing on the market need to be highlighted more and more, because we need more believers in what Rolling Forks is doing, because I get emotional just talking about it, because this right here that you guys actually dare, and that's what I tell a lot of distilleries. You are not daring to do something different. You are not daring to bring something different to the market. And daring to do this at 149, you know what? I ain't got the money now, but I'm going to get.
This is why I came on.
Yeah,
that's why I came on to talk to Jack. Like, it's always a good time. I appreciate that, Jack. Actually, like for me and Turner, if we go completely bust and 20 years later, people are like, those guys did some wild shit. Like, I'm fine. Like that. At least we did something different. At least we gave people options.
You sure did, because I would tell you right now, you guys, if you love, I would put anybody's palate to the test and say, if you love some good brandy, I'm going to show you the bottle one more time. This 25-year calvados at 149. I'm turning 40 this year. I think I'm going to buy this bottle and open it for my 40th birthday, just to actually just say, have you had a 25-year-old? Have you had a generation, right? 25 years a generation. Have you had a quarter of a century calvados before? Because I tell you what, it's amazing. It's great. And I'm proud of y'all. If you haven't heard it from anybody, I'm proud of whatever y'all are doing here, because
thanks, man.
This is amazing. Now let's talk about this Brazilian bullshit that you guys pour.
Yeah.
That's how we closing. That you guys are my friends. So normally I'm always a little more professional, but you guys are my friends. So I can talk to y'all like we are talking offline. But what is this Brazilian 4-year Ambarana, 8-year Jim Beam? What in the Jimmy Neutron experience is going on here that you gotta tell me about this? What is this?
So this is not cachaça, right? Up front, not everyone's like, oh, it's cachaça, right? I'm like, no, it's a molasses and a cane juice blend. So it has molasses in there for the fermentation as well. It's a small distillery, Epres Distillery in Brazil. And so, like you encounter in a lot of distilleries, and they use their local hardwoods as well. And so this was Ambarana aged for 8 years and then flipped into a whiskey cask, ex-bourbon, which is pretty common in rum. Mm-hmm. I would say, as opposed to a lot of the Ambarana you encounter in whiskey now or whatever, the Ambarana is subtle. You understand it's there, but after 8 years away from that Ambarana wood, it is a softer Ambarana flavor profile than you would expect from 4 years of aging in it.
So when we bring a lot of Barbados products to market, and you can pick up the barrel influence on the Barbados products. And when we bring a lot of jurisdictional products to market, there's a lot of barrel influence to it. And it's not to say that there isn't with this Brazil, but it's so floral. I love it because it's so delicate. and it's so expressive, kind of like the 15-year Calvados. I don't think it's anything what you expect. I think if you were to tell someone, try Brazilian rum, and then make them describe it before they try it, and then let them try it, it's completely off what you
The
would think
nose
it's going to
smells
be.
like rum. So
We love it. We adore it.
This is one of my favorites to
it's like
fuck with rum
52%
experts.
ABV.
You know, they all
That is
came
cask
in pretty
strength.
low. Yeah, they
Yeah.
all of them came in pretty low.
There's a certain funk behind there. Is that Umbrana kind of that woody smell in the back?
You get it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
there
it.
is. Yeah, there's like a berry funk to it too, right? Which isn't the Amberana. That was the distillate. It had a fruity profile to it.
You know what? You only live once. Let's give it a shot, right?
This is my favorite one to fuck with rum experts on in
Mm-hmm.
the warehouse. I just pour them that and ask them what they think it is.
And we can take no credit for it other than finding it and wanting to bring it to market. We've done nothing but continually age it in its secondary resting cask that it already had sat in for 8 years. So there's nothing special that we've done. We just thought it was uniquely wonderful and pleasant enough that we really wanted to bring it to the US market.
Have you guys ever heard the expression digestif, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aperitif and digestif. This will make a fantastic digestif. Like, I'll take this over a glass of cognac.
I'll take that. I'm putting that on the next.
At the end
That's
of
our
a
t-shirt.
at the end of a heavy meal, as an African that eat probably carb heavy meals, at the end of a heavy meal, give me this as my dessert and a digestif. I want to have this. That tobacco note, that sweetness, that juicy green grape, those molasses that like you can taste almost sugar cane-ish sweetness, the finish, that oakiness from bourbon. This have layers upon layers.
Very cool rums, yeah.
Like almost I'm tempted to take this rum because it's 52. Take this rum, take two sugar cube like
Mhm.
they do in the in on the island. Take two sugar cube, put it in it, lime juice, and then club soda on top of that.
Yeah.
Island highball, right? I'll be drinking, I'll drink them bitches back to back to back, like all day.
We always thought that for Jordan and I that the Jamaican rums were scary for us because you could sit down and then 2 hours later you can't stand up. This is one of those.
Yeah, this will fuck with you.
Yeah.
This is one of those. When I say digestive, after dinner, if you start with this, yeah, chances are the conversation is gonna be a 6-hour conversation. This should be called the sneaky link, because this one right here will mess with you. It will mess with you. Speaking of things that can mess with you without you knowing it, yeah, now I'm sad you only sent me a sample, because this, I hate to tell you, out of the whole interview, this just turned my head upside down.
Well, I've got to send you some t-shirts, so I'm going to send you
I'm gonna. This is, you were right, Jordan. This is what you fuck with people with. You say,
Yeah.
Tell me what you think. Like, I would pour it to someone and say, "Oh, you love rum, right? Oh, you're a rum expert. You really like rum. Try this and tell me what you think it is." This is it
Yep.
is so y'all are crazy. Like I said, what is in the Dexter laboratory is happening here?
We don't
And
answer to anybody. We
I am
don't.
showing my age right now,
Yeah.
how old I am, but what in the Dexter laboratory is literally going on here?
I think Turner hit it on the head. We have no corporate overlords. If we find one barrel of something we love, even though it'd be completely stupid, we got to make a new label, we got to do all this, we'll do it. If we love it, we'll bottle it, even though it makes no
Whoa,
operational sense.
whoa.
I mean, we've bought more Jamaican rum than we can sell. We will be selling Jamaican rum for the next 20 years. And we just want to endeavor to find unique and what we consider unavailable products to the US market and try to introduce it.
Yeah, I would say the challenge with things like this, Brazil, when it's gone for us. You know, it's a small distillery. It's unlikely we'll, come across it again. Do I email them from time to time? Love letters? Yes. Do they respond?
No.
So,
I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't like y'all right now. I really don't.
Yes,
No,
but you love us. You don't
yeah,
like us, but you love
I
us.
love
Yeah.
you, but I'm not
Sure.
liking you guys right now
I'll
because
take
this
that, yeah.
shit that you guys got going on here, this Jimmy Neutron / Dexter laboratory shit y'all got going on here, got my palate thinking, my brain thinking, and me actually, rethinking what I should be, what I should be enjoying versus fuck y'all. Like I don't know what else to say because this right here is so mind-boggling. There is only rare spirit that can make me go, what the hell is this?
That
And
is
now
one of the
I'm sitting here
joys of
going,
rum.
what the hell is this? Anyway, let me ask my final question. What else are you guys gonna do? That's all I want to know.
A lot.
We still have 10 months in this year coming up. What should the people look forward to? Turner, tell me something. Jordan is he have been giving me a lot of lawyer.
Yeah, he'll give you the lawyer talk. So our next small batch will be dropping later this summer, and I think it's going to be pretty fantastical because if you consider weeded casks and you consider wizards and places like Frankfurt, things that have the abbreviation like PVW or ORVW, things that people on the Weller and the Buffalo Trace line really chase after. We've got a small batch of old Rip Van Winkle barrels that we are good that have 2 years plus age.
Turner did so well trying to not get us sued, and then he was just like, I'm just going to sell it. Damn it, Turner.
No, you guys have a lot of fight.
We've been sitting on, we took 14 barrels of 8-year Foursquare. We put it in ORVW barrels, and it's been going on over 2 years now that we will batch and blend, and it will be phenomenal. You're going to see more marks of like the Brazil. You're going to see more interesting marks from our website where we'll be providing some really interesting older age single cast products. And
all of you guys, the website have been rolling the whole time on the day.
Yeah, thank you.
Check out the website. But for all of you guys that actually are here, do me a favor. For the people on Instagram, for the people on Facebook, go follow Rolling Forks. Do me a favor, just go ahead and do that. Rolling Forks, follow them on Instagram and on Facebook. Those are the two places they are. And yeah, dude, 2 years, almost 3 years now, and this happened. I pray, I hope, and I pray that the market does recognize what you guys are doing, the markets see what you are doing. People start embracing things you're putting out there. I want the Bennies of the world, the big retailer, the Costco's of the world to start carrying your product so you guys rent the fuck out. So we can actually start, yeah, people start picking up this thing and so we can actually see you do more, bring more, and bring things in the market just to impress people. Because I tell you what, you guys truly are bringing the wet dream of every dreamer in whiskey, right? People that say, I wish, only if this could happen, and you guys are making it happen. You're bringing those things to life, and I can't argue with y'all. You know, Turner, you got fans around here that are
Let's
just that thing. You're amazing. Uh, I
what
truly,
about what about what you're doing, Jack? You're bringing
I'm
inclusivity
okay.
and spirit.
I'm just the messenger. I just bring y'all in so the
We're just messengers. Yeah, we sit on shit. But like the worst thing that someone can tell us is, "Wow, you guys make rum good." That is it's the most falsified statement ever. We
I
take
know,
really good rum and we introduce it to a new market. What
but I
you
will tell you
do
right now,
is
this
you
that
create.
introduction that you guys are doing it the right way. You are not. Let's be honest. You're not fucking with it. You're not trying to make it fancy. You're bringing folks things that people should be actually trying. And if you haven't watched this interview till now and you just jumping on, I urge you to go watch the whole thing. When I go on YouTube, I'll make sure I tag our original interview. And I almost dare you to go watch 3 years ago where they were and where they are now. There's a major evolution that is happening at Rolling Forks. And I hope and I pray that I want to see y'all succeed. I want to see y'all shine. I want y'all to destroy the market because what you're bringing on the market should be applauded, should be praised, and keep whatever you're doing, whatever craziness, bring it on, whatever fights, whatever happy moment, drunken moment, bring those on. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
There's a lot of them.
We definitely got plenty
Because
of fights,
yeah.
so
So,
we
but
can count
keep
on
doing
you
it.
though, Jack. Right?
I know. Keep doing it because
Yeah.
somewhere on the line, all those moments of anger, happiness, joy, realization are bringing things to market that only people can remember. Because I guarantee you this is the shit that's gonna happen. I promise you this. This calvados you guys have here, I promise you, when he runs out, you're gonna hear somebody write a fucking article about it, and
Yep.
then the whole world is gonna say, "Oh my god, I wish I had this calvados." So,
Yeah.
and I tell you what, it happens always in the market. I'm gonna finish by saying, to be a visionary is to be the guy that everybody hates, that told people the wolf is coming, and then realize after all the ships I've been eating that he was right all along. To be called crazy is to create, and you guys are crazy, and I love it. So
We'll take it.
keep being crazy, keep actually bringing crazy thing on the market, because the people that can appreciate this, they will embrace you. I'm a fan of yours. I've always been a fan of yours. And you got, with this evolution where you're going, you got a fan for life. The floor is now yours. What would you want the people, if I didn't say it or didn't bring it in an interview, what would you want the people to know about Rolling Forks and Wayward Cask, that you want them to know? What would you want the people that watch this or watch the recast? The best thing I would say, if this was your last day on earth and you wanted somebody to know something about what you guys are accomplishing here, what would you want the folks to know? Turner, you go first.
Jack, we love you. We are hugely appreciative of what you continue to do and endeavor to do. I cannot wait till the day that we do a dinner with you. We're two guys that give a shit about spirits, much like yourself. That's it. That's our bottom line. Is we care intricately about the spirit that is in the cask or in the bottle, and we will never give up on that endeavor until we go broke, or we make it, or we drink ourselves out of it. One of those three might happen.
Jordan, hit me. This is the one time
Turner and I talk about
interview I need you to be emotional.
Okay. Turner and I talk about this a lot, and I was like, I would say what we do is not complicated. It's just we're curators of the best flavor we can find, regardless of whether it is the right economical decision or not. If there's one cask out there that's amazing, we will bottle it. We will sell it. People will bitch at us for years that there was only one and they missed out. We'll say, yeah, like our job is not to make the same thing and sell it 20 million times. We view our job as to find the best things and sell what there is, bottle it, sell what there is, and offer it really to the United States, which we think has been controlled. The offerings have been controlled thanks to a lot of different regimes. Like, we just don't get the offerings. We don't get the variety, and we don't get the quality that you can encounter if you go to, say, Europe, or, if you go to Jamaica and try rum there. So we view our job as to bring as much as we can of that here and make it available.
Thank you for keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for coming on. If you're here, you're on LinkedIn, you're that. If you are a rum brand, a brandy brand, or anything, I know a lot of you are friends with me on LinkedIn. Reach out to this guy. Reach out to Rolling Fork. Reach out to Turner. Let's see more collaboration. They're crazy enough to try it. Be crazy enough to give them a chance so they can actually bring your product on the market. They already have the license to do so. So they're putting this to the use. For all of you guys that are here, thank you so much for always following this crazy journey I call my life. And thank you so much for always supporting these brands here. Make sure you follow them on social media. That's where they do best. And if you have any question, make sure you put in a comment, and I'll be sure to hunt Turner down to give me the answer so I can actually get back to you. Till next time, thank you for joining, and we hope to see you on the next stream. Cheers, everyone.